Pan-African lifestyle, where we rep the motherland. We post content regularly and invite you to subscribe if you're a pal. That's a Pan-African lifestyler.
Home, honestly, for me has been everything. It's been everything I needed it to be. For me, when I moved back from Australia, the main thing that I was really looking to grow into is, number one, to reconnect with my family, and by that I mean my extended family, but also my friends, and just to rediscover who I was. I felt that living in the West, I was really isolated, I was very lonely, and I was just sort of living life on my own. Everything would pass me by. You know, just being with family and just feeling rooted. You know, when you're abroad, you really just feel like you're not part of anything. That's such a special thing about being a human being. That's what forms part of our identity. And so being at home has given me that. Since I came back home, my mental health has been so much better. I wish I could say this in capital letters, but I have literally healed in so many aspects of myself. I've become more confident, I've become more self-aware. I think I've grown also in self-love. I think just my experiences abroad, whether it's just with racism or being so isolated and lonely and having to find your path, I've found that when I'm home, I'm so enveloped in love. I do feel so much healthier, so much more alive, so much more joyful. And I think that's definitely something that a lot of us have struggled with when we've been abroad.
It seems like a good option to move to Kenya because of work opportunities. It's a pretty comfortable place to live, I think. You can get a lot of amenities that we were used to in Jersey City. And families here. Weather is great.
It's funny because I think that when you grow up in America, even though I am African and from Africa, I was born in Africa, I still think that to some extent you internalize some of the stereotypes about Africa. And so when I came to Kenya and there was like power 24/7 and like roads and Wi-Fi, I was like, this is like great. Like, this place is amazing. America's just on something right now. Like, there's a lot going on, especially as I think about bringing life into the world. Do I still believe in the American dream and an American democracy? I don't know. It's slipping away. I know that when my parents moved to America in the early 90s, that was definitely the best decision, and I'm super grateful that they raised me in the States. I can't say for certainty anymore that raising a child in America is better than raising a child anywhere else. There's so many, like from gun violence to, I don't know, like immigration issues, the view of minorities. There's a lot of economic disparity, and even though we're privileged, like we're both college educated, like very well educated, so you know, wherever we raise our kids, they'll probably have a level up than most people. Man, it's just hard thinking about how to raise like a black child in America right now.
Yeah, also health disparities like in asthma.
There are health disparities like in asthma. Thank you for bringing up my dissertation that I'm trying to move away from and take a gap year from.
That I've always known that I wanted to go back. Partly because, you know, I've never felt like this was my home. Personally, my number one reason is family. Since I've been here for 15 years, I've become very disconnected with my extended family. I don't have a lot of family in the West. My mom is here, luckily, but I do have 2 cousins and an aunt who are in the US. But aside from that, and I do come from a big extended family, everybody else is back home in Kenya, so I haven't been able to, like, those bonds, those relationship bonds with my extended family have broken apart because I've been here for so long, and I haven't had the opportunity to rebuild them. And I want to go back home so I can do that, so I can rebuild those relationships, because you know, life gets really difficult and lonely, and you know, when you don't have your family by your side, it just feels like you're just in this fight alone. And so I don't want to feel like that anymore. I want to, you know, be a part of, you know, my family that I do actually have. Like, why am I here and my family is there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to reconnect with those people. And so that's a big reason why I want to go back home. And I know, like, if you've lived in the diaspora, you know how isolated you can get. Your friends here tend to become your family, but you know, it's family and friends. Like, there's a difference there. So I want to build a legacy. To create wealth, I think you have to build something, and you have to create stuff. Like, you have to build stuff. So, and it's very difficult to build here. Not that it's not that it's impossible, but it's difficult here. You know, unless you're like you'd have to be very unique circumstances to be able to build that kind of wealth that, you know, people who've been here for generations have managed to do. However, African countries, I'll talk for Kenya specifically, based on what the research that I've been doing, seems to be very open to new ideas, to people who, you know, have innovative and new ideas, and people who are bringing solutions to current problems. They're open to that.
It's the only place in the world where Black people can go and build Fortune 500 companies from scratch within 5 years. Go back to Africa. Okay. Whatever you're doing here, do it there.
Build something that generations to come, you know, my descendants will be like, oh yeah, you know, she did that. Our grand, whoever, great grand did that. You know what I'm saying? That would be so cool, right? Things. I want to go to so many different places within the African continent. And part of that is also helping to change the narrative that other people have about the African continent. The more you've seen, the more you can tell other people that, no, that ain't right. That's not true. It's not like that. You know, it's helping change the narrative about the African continent through our own experiences. So much to see within the African continent. So much that is underappreciated within the African continent that, you know, I want to be a champion of. I want to be part of. I want to be part of that experience. I want that experience to be part of my life repertoire.
The best part about moving to Kenya was the people. I feel like you can't find more genuine, caring, loving, open, honest people in the world. It's just, I don't know, it's a type of connection that you get with people that's really difficult to find when you're living abroad. So I found it refreshing to be able to talk to someone and not be wondering what do they think of you, or you know, how do they really feel about this conversation, or just that insecurity you get when you're living abroad of how do these people, like, is this a genuine connection? And when you're back home, you're more at ease with that. That does not mean that there's not some terrible people out there. That's not what I'm saying. I just found it easier to connect with people. It's a great place. It's a great, beautiful country. There's so much to do. There's so much to see. There's so much to enjoy, even in, and I'm talking like in the human connection. Like there is just nowhere like home. So if you want to move home, do it. Do it. There's nothing wrong with it. Go home, live your life, change your world. You might not change the broader world, but change your world. And those little changes will help it. You know what I mean? And you know, when our parents moved outside of Kenya, and now I'm speaking to my diaspora people, when they moved outside of Kenya to wherever people are for better opportunity, you know, no one is going saying, oh, I think America is better. It's just no, this place has its own issues. You know what I mean? Culturally, socially, obviously, there's so many issues, but you move here just looking for opportunity to be able to make your dreams come true, right? So if you're able to make your dreams come true in Kenya, why not? Why not? It's an amazing place.
Thanks for tuning in to Pan-African Lifestyle. Share your thoughts in the comment section and follow us at Pan-African Lifestyle to be in the know and for a chance to win awesome giveaways. Keep repping the motherland.